Hey y'all, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and in this video I want to show you how to make this stretchy chainmail bracelet. So this is pretty good for beginners, I think, but let me know in the comments what you think after you've given it a try. Let's go ahead and get started. For today's project, all of the tools and materials are listed down in the video description. The rings I have gotten from theringlord.com as well as Chainmail Joe on Amazon. And today we are using the 16 gauge 5/16 inch rings in bright aluminum EPDM rubber rings. And then we are using 16 gauge 3/16, and there's the millimeter on the charts that you can screenshot and check for yourself with your ring size, like for the millimeters and stuff. But this is our small ring. I had accidentally ordered these, the 3/16 instead of the 5/16, but it was my mistake, not, it being fulfilled incorrectly or something. So I took that as a challenge to see what I could do with this ring size, which is quite small. It's a 3 in the aspect ratio. And the nice thing about this little chart is you can see Chainmail Joe has provided what ideal aspect ratios are for the different these different weaves, and 3.0 for an aspect ratio is just kind of snug. It's really tricky, but it's perfect for lending its thick wire and its strength, because it's a thick wire on a smaller inner diameter, so it holds up really well to stretchy bracelets. And that way you can put them on with no clasp. It holds up beautifully going over the wrist, and this is the design that we're doing today. And so to make this bracelet, you could make yours longer or shorter, but these are the numbers I'm using. I have 12 each of our large rings and the 2 colors of our small rings. And then it looks like we will need, for each of the small rings, we'll need 2 of our rubber rings. So the way that we're going to do that, first I'm going to show you how because I do think this is a beginner friendly project, you guys. Let me know if you think so yourself down in the comments after you've tried it out. But whenever we close our rings, regardless of what weave you're doing in chainmail, the core of it is opening and closing rings. And you can see your rings will likely be a little not quite open, not quite closed. That's because of the way that they're made. It's coiled together and then cut with a blade. And so whenever we close it, you can see there's that little bit of a gap. And to close that gap, I just like to push my pliers towards each other as we wiggle forward and back. Now, this can have a tendency on some rings to leave a little bit of a blemish where the anodized aluminum is stressed. That's a natural thing that happens. I don't really mind it too much, but if that just makes you wild and you can't stand it, I recommend going with something other than anodized aluminum. Enameled copper is a really good option for if you want a pop of color that's quite durable. And now all of these rings we're going to need open. And the way I like to open my rings is in this manner. I'm right-handed, so I like this point to be towards me, but if it's easier for you, you can open this way as well and then weave from that direction. But I personally have an easier time with this, but I bet you're very clever, much more clever than you give yourself credit for. And if what I'm doing doesn't quite work for you, try something different. Your hands and your pliers, you're going to interact with the things that you're making quite differently than what I do. And it's not about necessarily how we get there, it's just getting there. So you do what works for your hands and what makes you, enjoy the crafting process. So we're going to open up all of these. And I like to get to, you don't want to open them, I can't really fit anything else through there, but we also don't want it, we don't need it to be that big. That's not problematic. It's just, might be stressing the ring out more than necessary. So just opening all of these large rings, and then I'm going to show y'all how I do this next step, and then I'm going to do that off camera because through the magic of editing. So we'll take both of a stack of 2 rubber rings, and then I'm gonna squeeze them so that just the end's poking out. And then I am going to thread on just one of our metal rings. And I'm gonna set it, off to the side. And I'm going to be alternating between 2 colors of green on this design. You can do whatever color scheme makes you happy. You can do all the same color. Like for our booth, I'll take these same like 2 designs and we'll make like 30 different bracelets just off of the different color schemes and different ring densities. So there's a lot of different ways and options that you can add variation to this. There we go. Now you could, if we were using an 18 gauge 3/16, I could do 2 rings per section there, but it's holding up pretty well with just the one, and it's a little too tight if we do 2 in each one, and it'll start to look kind of bunched up. So that's just another way though that you can add unique variation to your version of this bracelet. Now I get asked quite a bit if folks mind. I don't even consider this one of our own designs actually, but just to back up a little bit, we get asked if people mind if we sell, or if they sell what they make from following our tutorials. And I think go ahead and sell it. If you bought the materials, if you made the piece, that's yours now, regardless of, you know, if you followed one of our tutorials or not. But that's just how I feel about it. And also, I did not invent chainmail. This is just a design that I'm weaving. I don't know if it's been done before or not. I probably should have looked that up, but I thought I could be helpful to y'all and at least showing you how to weave it. So while I don't feel like I have any kind of creative claim on any of, you know, the designs that we make, whether it's, you know, from my own mind or, you know, I stand on the giant of every crafter who has come before me, and my ego is not involved in this. I just want to show y'all how to weave chainmail because it's a lot of fun. So just if any of y'all had that question, I thought I'd go ahead and try to answer it for you. So you can see this goes along pretty quickly. I mean, it's a great thing to be doing kind of absent-mindedly while watching YouTube videos or something, keeping my hands busy. And now I'm going to get the other row prepped, and we'll meet you back here to get this woven. So now that we have all of our rings prepped, the way I like to put this one together is I'm going to get in here and just pinch kind of to one side and then to the other our little rubber rings, and then I'm going to hook through on one side, and we'll do some of this zoomed in as well. I'm going to repeat this a few times, that way hopefully we get a good angle of it. So just getting that kind of bent and then hooking through one side of the loop and then the other. Let's have some mercy on the camera and see if we can't get it to focus a little better. And so we can set that down. And you can use your fingers if you want. I prefer to use my pliers just because that way my fingers aren't in the way. And then hooking through. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then we can do our 4th one. So we're just going to hook down there and then hook right there. And this is the first ring of our bracelet. And so I'm going to go ahead and close that. And now we can take another ring, and I'm going to hook through 1, 2, there we go. And then 1 and 2. I like to use my finger to just kind of push that over. Then coming around, and then on this one, we're going to hook through there. And then hook through there. Perhaps a little more light. Hooking through 1 and 2. And then we can close. Trying to do as good of a closure as we can. And now coming through boop boop like that. then coming through, hooking that end, and then hooking that end. And then I'm kind of going to push this around so that there's enough room for me to hold with my pliers. But then I'm just going to hook and hook, and scooch that on around. And then we can hook and hook. And then again, I want enough room to be able to fit my pliers in. And then we can close that ring nice and butted. And then, y'all, you kind of just do this over and over again until it's as long as you want it. And so I'm going to, through the magic of editing again, I am going to get to the full length where all 12 segments have been made, and then I'm going to show you how to join the end together. Alrighty, so we have gotten to the end of our bracelet. Well, more or less, we're going to do one more to show what not to do. We don't want to be hooking behind the metal ring. We want to be hooking through just the rubber. Yeah, none of the metal rings in this weave for this design should be going through each other, and that way everything stays nice and stretchy. And then boop and boop, maybe? Yeah, all fingers are useful when trying to fit this stuff together. Oh, we got one more. Let's set my pliers. Oh gosh, gotta put down the ducky if you want to play the saxophone. There we go. And then we're gonna close it. Now we are on to our last. And I guess we only need 11. I don't know, I might have opened too many rings. However many you need to get the bracelet to be the length that you want. And if, like right there, I pulled through a little too much, we can just grab it, pull that back through. I found these rubber rings to be pretty durable. They've held up well through, like, just so long as you don't submerge them in vegetable-based oils, because something sciencey happens, and I'm not a chemist, but it deteriorates it rapidly. And we found out just working on, like, we were making a meat marinade, and we're like up to our elbows in olive oil, and our bracelets dissolved. So I was like, uh-oh, no, I had the right number of rings. Okay, so here's one more for good measure, and then we'll be joining the ends. But yeah, we've tested our EPDM rubber rings in both salt and chlorinated water, and it does seem to hold up pretty well. And we do offer free repairs on all of our jewelry and costumes, because we also make like stretchy chainmail tops. And so if anything of ours that we've made for you ever needs repaired, we've got you covered. So from here, I'm going to hold this ring, and I'm going to make sure that we don't have any twists in the length of our bracelet. That's what that would look like. And that's uncomfortable against the wrist a lot of the time. So unless you're going for a specific thing, I try to avoid it. And then we're just going to hook through 1 and 2, and then I like to get them a little pinched and hook through 1 and 2. And now we're going to get in here, and we're going to close this ring. So this, you can kind of see my hands are pretty beat up because there's a lot of like really holding on to the pliers for this design. But as far as the weaving goes, it's not super, it's certainly not the most complex weave I've ever tackled. So let me know down in the comments if there are any other weaves that y'all would like us to try out or to demonstrate or to experiment with. I love hearing from you guys, especially with like troubleshooting. Like I've been getting emails lately from folks with like pictures of like, I'm trying to do this, what would you do? And I love that. Oh my gosh, because y'all get my creativity going and you inspire me so much. So thank you guys for watching. Hey y'all, thanks so much for hanging out with me during this video. I do hope that it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, you can leave those down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. We do new tutorials and stuff all of the time. So if you want to sign up for our free newsletter at backtoearthcreations.com, you'll be among the first to know whenever we have new tutorials, live streams, shop updates, just whatever is going on, we send out an email to let you know. And we only send out one email a day, except for like days that we don't have anything going on. So links to all of our different social media and everything are down below. I want to give a big thank you to our YouTube channel members, our Happy Crafter Club members who get our subscription kits, and our Patreon supporters. Y'all make our world go round, so thank you so much for everything that you do, and thank you to all y'all for watching. Really, like, y'all inspire me all the time with the different ideas and things that you have, so thank you in advance for your kindness down in the comments and for your generosity and just for being here and watching. It's the best way to support the channel and all of the free tutorials and things that we do here. So that being said, I think that's everything. We'll see y'all next time, and until then, oh, you can buy stuff at our website too. So we do our tie-dyes and our handmade jewelry and our jewelry making supplies for if you too are craftily inclined. You can check that out, and we send out coupons and stuff in our newsletters, so save you some money there. But we'll see y'all next time, guys. Till then, happy crafting. Mwah. Bye.